Welcome to the Irish Pagan School podcast. Your hosts are authors and co-founders of the Irish Pagan School here in County Waterford, Ireland, Laura O'Brien and John O'Sullivan. Fáilte.
Is it possible to join a fairy hunt if you don't own a horse? Well, Dag Eve August Fulcher. Hi, hello, and welcome. John O'Sullivan, the Irish Pagan School, and I'm studying at the moment. I am on duchas.ie, that is duchas.ie, in the National Folklore Collection section down in the schools collection, exploring the ideas about fairy magic. And I came across a lovely story I thought I'd share with you in brief, and it is about exactly that. Can you join a fairy hunt if you don't own a horse? So this was actually collected by Josephine Regan, and the school's collection, if anyone doesn't know, it was done in, I think it was the late 70s, 80s, and children were sent home with copybooks to talk to elders in their area, in their communities, and collect old stories. It's not just about folklore, it's about traditions, about like celebrations, about kind of customs. There's a whole load of very amazing information there that gives an insight not into just the stories of old times, but also the culture as well as it was recorded. So this one was recorded by Josephine Regan, and the person who told Josephine the story was a gentleman called Michael Carr from County Galway. And so the story goes, once upon a time, there lived a man in Tirnevin whose name was Dashing. This man had a forge, and all the people used to bring their horses to him to get them shod. One day, as he was sitting down by the fire, a little man with a red coat came to the door and said, "I want to get my horse shod, sir." Dashing went out from the forge and put a shoe on the horse. When he had it done, the little man said that he was going on a hunt and asked Dashing if he would like to go along. He said, Dashing, that he had no horse and that he couldn't go. The little man was very powerful, and he brought him around the side of the house to where Dashing had an old plough. Using his power, he changed the old plough into a horse and gave her to Dashing. When he was giving her to him, he told him not to say one word to her, otherwise she would become a plough once again, and he wouldn't be able to go on the hunt at all. Then the two started off until they came to the lists of Rue, where they were joined by other men that were on the hunt also. They all started off until they came to a big drain, and they did not know what would they do. The dogs got across safely, and Dashing's horse was out first and jumped the drain. When he saw he was first, he hit the horse and said, "Glory there, old stock," and immediately he found himself sitting on an old plough again. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, and he had to walk home. When he reached home, the roof was gone off the forge. So that is a story that comes from Galway, a place called Tirnevin, and it is about a man interacting with the other crowd, with people of the other world, specifically on the hunt. Now, there is mention in many other stories about the other people, the good neighbors, the She, the Dini Moth, they're also called, hunting across the island of Ireland. And there are different times a year when the hunt goes by. And there are often warnings of not being out and about after dark when those happen. Sometimes a person might be asked to join the hunt, as in the case here with Dashing. Other times a person might be pursued by the hunt, which is never a really good experience to be having at all. In my own past, I have actually heard the noise of what I presume to be the hunt. I've been out and about. I used to live out in Navan, and I would run around the hill of Tara. That was where I would do my exercise. And I remember distinctly that there are people who ride horses out and around there during the day, more so. But this was an evening, nighttime. I was out with the dog running around the hills of Tara, and I heard not just one horse, but a collection of horses. And they weren't just walking or trotting, they were galloping. It was quite dark. There was no lights. There was no kind of people, no kind of cars around at all because it's the Hill of Tara in the middle of County Meath. And so I remember hearing the hunt myself, feeling very fucking cold, remembering like the old stories. I hustled myself and the dog back to the car, into it, and drove home, and then lit pretty much all the lights in the house. And I think I watched a movie that would make me smile and laugh because it was scary. Now, whether that was specifically a particular hunt or not, that is the experience that I share. I've had that experience myself on the island. I've never been invited to join a hunt. I've never kind of seen the other crowd because there's a risk in seeing or even acknowledging them. Even if you do see them, you don't acknowledge them or say that you've not seen them, because that can cause offense to the other crowd as well. So I thought I would share that interesting story. It is possible to join the hunt with the other crowd, even if you don't have a horse. So, thank you very much for stopping by. If you'd like to know more, do make sure you're following along with the Irish Pagan School. Go to irishpagan.school/free if you'd like a year's worth of free resources. Or if you want to know more specifically about the fairies, the She, the other crowd, we have a multitude of classes available at the Irish Pagan School itself. So, until next time, look after yourself, take care. Agus Slán. Goodbye.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a positive review in your podcast listener. Then head over to irishpaganschool.com and enroll in one of our free or paid courses. Slán go fóill, and we will see you next time.